Come on, Bo. Come on,
But
Bo.
no,
You might
I'm
not be the
saying,
utility friend, but you know it's chicks in the group that they got their
but
different
that's what I'm
purposes.
saying.
Like the
No,
pretty girl, we gonna bring you, Pearl, because you gonna go and seduce the guys for drinks. No, the fuck I'm not, because I don't give a fuck what they think. I'm not going.
How do you know if you're the ugly friend? Sprinkle, sprinkle. How do you know if you're the ugly friend? Ask a child that don't know you. Take a picture of you and your friend. Hold it up to some child. Who's prettier? Who's ugly in this picture? Okay.
Let me just say, first things first, I have unicorn friends, clearly. My friend group, we're all unicorns. Because I can't relate to none of this. I don't know what y'all are talking about. I do not. I experienced that when I was young. But let me tell you something. This weekend, after the closing of my house, I am going to buy all of my friends, all of my closest friends, a bouquet of flowers because clearly they need it. I don't like oh, I can't relate. But anyway, I'm like, why do niggas get to have utility niggas and women can't have utility friends?
We do,
You
Bo.
got friends for
No, we
certain.
we got
How
utility.
long was you
Nah, don't
holding
do
that
that.
in though?
Don't do that. We got utility friends. You got the fat friend. You got the ugly friend. You got the chick that's a hoe that you go, gonna go like we. Come on now. Come on, Bo. Come on,
But
Bo.
no,
You might
I'm
not be the
saying.
utility friend, but you know it's chicks in the group that they got their
But
different
that's what I'm
purposes.
saying.
Like the
No,
pretty
that's
girl, we
saying.
gonna bring you, Pearl, because you gonna go and seduce the guys for drinks. No, the fuck I'm not, because I don't give a fuck what they think. I'm not going. Right? You can't use me for that. Just like they will use the ugly designated girl to be like, oh, you don't drink because we gonna get slapped and we need you to take us home. Like,
Hey, stop.
No, that's not what I'm talking about. That is unhealthy as hell.
but
That's not.
it's a utility. She's being used for a particular
But
purpose. I'm
what
just
I'm
saying.
saying,
I'm just saying.
what I'm saying is, when I mean utility, and I
Can you go
swear to
trying to
God,
fix it up?
I might be real healed in my in my friendships, but when I say utility friends, I'm talking about you got the fun friend, you got your friend that knows where to go in every city, like you go travel with that friend, and she knows where all of the hot spots are, where the good restaurants are, where to have fun, like those type of utility friends. I don't, men have their utility niggas. Cool, great. But I'm talking about the hill version of utility friends.
All right. You said, what if you the ugly friend? How are you the ugly friend? If you're by yourself, you're just a person. Okay? Stop hanging around people that look better than you if you the ugly friend. All right. That's common sense. Like if you the ugly friend, you go out alone to where men will find you attractive still. So let's just say you're ugly, right? Compared to your friend. I'm not saying you're ugly. I'm just saying compared to your friend, you're ugly. But if you go out alone, you might look good compared to whatever else is there. So start going out alone. Go out, find an uglier friend. I don't know. Find an uglier one.
So you sound like you 73 years old, man.
I agree with you.
Yeah, and then you have your friends for like that you hit up when you single. Let's go do some single shit. You know what I'm saying? You don't really bring them friends out during a relationship, but you do then bring them friends out when you single. That's what I'm saying. Like women and it's not unhealthy. It's your woman's mindset. It is how your woman chooses to deal and compartmentalize those friends. And it's not an unhealthy thing. Like having the fat friend and having that is an unhealthy dynamic. I do not I can't co-sign on that. Please don't do that.
Normal
But you know what I'm
Listen, but where you missing is this.
Okay.
I know you hate this analogy, but I'm sorry, I'm gonna use it because it fits. Our women is like a freshly like polished and waxed car. Her friends are motherfuckers looking in the car, putting fingerprints on the glass, getting in that motherfucker, eating, dropping crumbs and shit that we don't want around her. But since that's her friend, it's gonna happen. This is the thing. all of our women are very attractive. So, and unfortunately, the attractive women, y'all get to be utility friends to your ugly homegirls. They want you to come out with them because they know that you're going to be the ones to get niggas to buy drinks, because ugly bitches don't get drinks bought for them. Big bitches don't get drinks bought for them. Wings, yeah, drinks, no. So they want to bring the pretty girl with them because they know that all that residual dick that gets thrown at her is going to fall on the table they sitting at, and they should be able to pick up some of that male attention. Even if your girl is not, like our women, isn't taking none of that residual dick attention serious, she's still attracting it because she's the attractive one in the group. She is the pretty friend. That's her utility. And now if she's at a table with the fat friend, the lifetime single friend, the bitter baby mama bitch, the miserable bitch, you know what I'm saying, the almost a lesbian, and the big bitch. At the end of the day, y'all are still getting free drinks based off of the one good girl y'all got in y'all group, the utility friend. Y'all are still getting all this male attention because of her. Because what most of us know is that if we want to walk over to a table, we got to get nice with the big bitch first. We got to talk to her. We're going to ignore the girl we actually want to talk to, because when the pretty girl sees that we're talking to the big bitch and treating her like she's not a big bitch, or she's not like she's a human, she's going to give us all types of credit for that. And then we just work our way around. We go through the bitter baby mama bitch, find ground with her, and then we include the pretty bitch in the conversation, who is our actual target. Men know that, and so do pretty women. So when you go out with your ugly friends, this is exactly what is happening to you. It's not because they're thinking about you. It's not about the money, because y'all can argue about splitting the fucking bill anyway. Who's cash app and who whatever. That's not what it is. It's about the simple fact is that when you bring a pretty girl out in a group, she is the star. She is the flame that all the moth niggas flock to, and that is your utility friend. Or if you're going to go do you're single for our girlfriend, and she's going to go do some bald-headed hoe shit with her hoe friends. Now men know that we can't expect for that one woman, like our woman, to be the one girl that's not a hoe in the group hanging out with the group of hoes. If she's hanging out with 4 hoes, then she's the 5th. We know that. That is the problem with having your friends influence your women. They don't have to influence them by saying things like, girl, fuck that nigga. They influence them by how they are. And then your woman being in proximity to them, because hoes of a feather do bald-headed hoe shit together.
I agree. I get it now. I get it. I think I may have done this.
This is amazing.
I think this is how I got my friend group in the first place.
Get ready with me while we talk about the dynamics of being the ugly friend in the female friendship group. I had really bad luck because I was brought up not only in the church, but also in a very racially hostile area. So all these things contributed to how I felt about my self-image. I was always natural up until being maybe 16 years old, whereas all of the other girls at church had your braids, your twists, a few girls started to have weaves eventually, and I wasn't allowed to have any of that. I went to Dipper Life, if anyone's wondering, and part of that church's ethos is nothing artificial, no earrings, no piercings, everything else. But my parents were very, very strict, so they adhered to a lot of those rules, whereas a lot of the parents of the other kids, especially the female kids, did not adhere to those rules. So I already was standing out quite a lot, not just in church, but also in school, because I always had my natural hair out. I didn't have earrings. I never wore trousers. I ended up making friends with, for some reason, the really popular girls at school, but also at church. And looking back, part of me wonders if the attractive girls, or it comes with a little bit of immaturity. And I do have a phenomenal personality, but I think sometimes a lot of these girls like being around girls who make them look even prettier or even more attractive. But there was also situations where they would be my friends secretly, but then at church they wouldn't really be sitting next to me or talking to me, and they would be focusing on the boys and stuff. There's a lot of boy craziness going on at a lot of these conservative churches. I vividly remember the black boys in our school putting together a list of the girls that they thought was most attractive in ranking, and I was definitely at the bottom, and all of the other dark-skinned girls were nearer to the bottom as well, and the top 3 girls were, you guessed it. So both at school and church, I had these incredibly gorgeous friends, and I could see how it was starting to change the dynamic, because all of our conversations would be about the guys that they fancied and the guys that fancied them back. Not much of the conversation would be about me and, you know, what I was doing, what I was up to. I think if you, at that age, it was almost like if you didn't have guys interested in you, then you didn't have anything worthy to talk about. Like, and looking back, like, there were situations where like guys did like me, but like even like some of the popular guys did like me, especially in those like rom-com scenarios where like, you know, you're paired up together and then you realize, oh, your personalities really gel well, but they wouldn't ever confess or like admit to these feelings. And like when people would start to catch on, like, oh, you're spending a lot of time with Awosa, they'd be like, oh, whatever, and then they would just start to treat me really badly. By the time I got into college, I had like, you know, done the whole makeover thing, especially for prom. I had texturized my hair. I'd started wearing way more makeup. I'd started styling my hair in a much more Eurocentric way. I was wearing like weaves and stuff. And again, there's nothing wrong, you know, in a vacuum with any of these things, but it was also the reason why I was doing it was incredibly like toxic. And I remember feeling really frustrated because my kind of like ugly duckling reputation from secondary school had followed me into college, especially because a lot of people in my college went to my secondary school.
I used to hate when people said that married women shouldn't have single friends. But now that I've been married, single, and am now dating for marriage, it's very true, and here's why. Single women don't have to make the same considerations that women in relationships do. For example, single women love to have elaborate birthday celebrations. They may want to go out of town for a whole week, or they may have a weekend full of events planned just for their birthday. And when you can't make those plans because you have to attend a last minute charity event with your husband, or maybe he's having a rough day at the office and he needs your feminine energy to recharge him before he has to go back and face those sharks in the boardroom. Single women will take offense to that. Oh, now you got a man, you don't have time for us. Well, don't call me when he breaks your heart. Well, what kind of friend are you? That's what you're supposed to be there for. When I'm having a hard time, you're supposed to help me put myself back together. But that's not neither here or there. If you're dealing with friends who have those same considerations, they're very understanding. Oh, girl, I understand. Well, let's just catch up when we can. See, a lot of this content is meant to prepare you, because a lot of us want to go from having a hot girl summer to being grown women in full-fledged courtships. You won't be prepared when you run across that man, because grown men have very little tolerance for grown-ass girls. And it is not a good feeling when you miss out on that because you have not done the work and been prepared.